What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of DevTalks. Talk about everything engineering and technology wise with your host Travian. And today's another big episode. I started posting shorts again, so if you didn't see that short that I just posted, check them out. I'm gonna try to drop at least 3 to 4 shorts a week and try to keep editing them out. I have a lot of them to catch up on, but one just dropped today about one of the older episodes. And then if you want to check out that older episode, go check that thing out, man. It's a lot of good information and things that come from it. That one talks, the one I dropped before this episode comes out, talks about choosing between a BA and BS degree and colleges and stuff. But today we have a augmented reality war going on, and we're gonna try to dive in between Meta and Apple and what's going on between them two and their headsets. So, without further ado, peace. See you soon. I have no clue why I said peace, but normally it's let me dive in. But I was just feeling it. I was in the groove of stuff and things. But we have a lot, like not much, so a lot. But I just seen this and I thought it was big news, man. I've been able to get more information out of things. I figured out how to get more information on things. So now I have more information to talk about. Like it's a lot more easier to come up with episodes now, and just still figuring a bunch of things out and whatnot. But basically, so Meta is freaking out. They're very worried about Apple's whole Vision Pro system and headset and what it's going to bring, and they're really looking at it as a template on what can we do to compete with this. And they have plans already, like the Quest 3 is supposed to come out this week, or it just came out or whatnot. So it's $500. If you use Meta stuff before, I haven't, but go out and try it. But for their next one, they want to put big emphasis on not using a controller, just like how the Vision Pro doesn't have a controller, and making it cheaper. So they're already cheaper, but I think they want to be more eco friendly to everybody. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Vision Pro's price a little bit later, but right now Meta is very focusing on how can we do this cheaper and do this without a controller like Apple. And they're really trying to compete so that they don't get lost in the sauce. Basically, they don't want to miss out on this chance to be able to compete the proper way and stuff. But I feel like there's two different clients that are coming in between both of uh both of these, what do you call it, both of these companies, because one, the Vision Pro is set at such a high standard and it's such at a high price tag. Only certain people are going to be able to get this thing. Meanwhile, when you have anything else, like they it's just it's at $3,500. How many people are really going to go out and buy this thing or use this thing or be able to truly afford this whole process of getting a Vision Pro compared to one of the Quest systems? So now, if the Quest 4 comes out, I'm assuming it might be called, because the Quest 3 just dropped with no controllers. How will it compare? The Quest is very focused on gaming and stuff, and another focus on it is going to be the metaverse. So that is one thing that Meta has the metaverse. They wanted to really work on this environment for everybody to go into and whatnot. But that is a big thing that Meta Meta's difference, because I'm gonna assume that Apple won't have a metaverse, like its own verse and things like that. Two different functionality kind of things are going on. Apple's more integrated with their own products and whatnot. So now, how will Meta take forth this new step that's coming out? And I probably started off with going really fast about this stuff, but that's really interesting because now, since Apple already has this and they have a lot of stuff trademarked and things coming out next year, I wonder how long it's going to take Meta to catch up with this thing. Like, they literally just now dropped the Quest 3 this week, and it doesn't so much compare to what we're expecting from the Vision Pro. So I'm really curious on how long it's going to take them to catch up because, like, Google's such a big company and things like that, Facebook and whatever, Meta is such a big company. All these companies are so huge. Maybe they can get stuff out a lot quicker and things. Who knows? But there's a lot that they have to figure out, I feel, unless they already know it, and it's just going to take time because of deadlines, how long certain stuff will take, and how big is the team working on this and whatnot. But these are all interesting ideas and ordeals, so I wonder what the possibilities will be able to come from this new headset and what go on. But Meta also doubled down that they're heavily focusing on the metaverse and what it's going to become. So I'm very interesting to see how that's going to turn out and the hype around that once when it is in the state that they want to get it in, because they're diving right in. Just like you guys should be diving right into this episode and clicking the subscribe and like and all that. But let's carry on. Let's carry on. Also, so the Vision Pro needed some updates. So we got the release months ago. People have tried them on. Some people have tested them already. I'm actually applying for the developer kit for it so that I can be able to move on with one of these projects and whatnot. But now Apple's realizing that the Vision Pro is causing some neck strain due to its size and weight. So I'm surprised I didn't really think of comfort too much. When I thought of comfort at first, the one thing that I noticed for me was like I was all real big into, oh my gosh, the glasses and stuff like that are compatible with the Vision Pro, and it'll be a lot more comfortable. How comfortable is that going to be wearing glasses? That's how I was really wondering, but I never sat there and thought like how like heavy is it? How much would it hurt your neck if you're constantly using it and stuff? But it apparently has brought in some neck strain. So Apple's really focusing on the overall comfort of how it can be and how it can be used and stuff. Maybe look at how to make it lighter, but still keep its durability and whatnot, because that will be a factor of something. And then you also have to look at the overall size when you're trying to make this more comfortable and things. And what will you have to sacrifice giving up the size stuff? Like, that's another big thing right there. So, I mean, I guess that could understand why the charge time and the usage time is what it is, because if you are wearing that for a very long time, I can see how you can definitely get some discomfort from that. And maybe somebody was trying to test that and see what that would be like. But now we have our answer. Um, Lastly, what I was talking about was the whole thing about having a cheaper version for Apple's Vision Pro. Apparently, I had no clue this was going on. Apparently, Apple was trying to work on a cheaper version than the 3500 version. And of course, if you have something cheaper, you're sacrificing a lot of different stuff, maybe, and whatnot. But apparently, this version's now being scrapped. It could do with them having to go back to the Vision Pro more and doing more, focusing on some updates and things, whatnot with that. But that's the kind of gist of what's coming out of it. So I'm really curious about what you guys think about who's going to win this whole augmented reality war between Meta and Apple. I believe that them two are bringing two different kinds of major things. At Meta is probably going to win it for the gaming and the whole metaverse situation, social metaverse situation, and Apple might win this for the whole movies, app productivity, and like other things that you're doing, FaceTime talking, that kind of social kind of thing. So mark my words, if it ends up like that in about 2 years or so when they're both coming out and you have a side by side comparison, if it's at that point, come back to this video, like it, and let me know if I was right or wrong. If you think I'm right, let me know in the comments. like the video, subscribe if you think I'm right. If you think I'm wrong, do all the same thing.